Hola, bienvenidos.
Welcome to beautiful Antigua.
Buenos dias, good morning, country collectors.
What's up, and welcome back to Guatemala.
You know, when he saw that shirt, he was like, I gotta get this, and the puns are already starting this morning. Might be a long day.
Could be.
But if you tuned in last week, you got to explore its capital, Guatemala City, with us. Well, this week, we are here in the charming colonial city of Antigua.
We can't wait to show you around, but before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our future adventures.
And stay to the end because we have some wonderful recommendations for you.
Antigua is located just 40 kilometers from Guatemala City, but due to the dense traffic and curved roads, it can take anywhere from 45 minutes plus to get here.
There are many modes of transport if you're coming from Guatemala City or La Aurora International Airport, including taxis, private cars, Ubers, buses, and shuttles. Depending on your budget and level for comfortability, we decided to take an Uber and it cost $27 and took just 1 hour. Once we arrived, we checked into our Airbnb. It cost $38 per night and is equipped with a queen-size bed, TV, Wi-Fi, and full bath. There's a nice shared kitchen we've been making use of, but the main reason we booked this was for its terrace that overlooks the city and the volcanoes in the distance.
Because as you know, volcanoes are so hot right now.
Founded in the 16th century, Antigua, then known as Santiago de Guatemala, was the colonial Spanish capital of Central America.
But due to the devastating earthquake in 1773, the Spanish crown ordered the capital to be moved to modern-day Guatemala City, which is actually how Antigua got its name. Antigua, Guatemala means Old Guatemala. That's so cool.
We are starting our morning here in Parque Central, also known as Plaza Mayor. This is the main meeting point in the city here, and I'm smiling because we just ran into our friend Mike, who we met in Catemaco, Veracruz, Mexico, like how long ago? Months back.
6 months ago.
Just a random meeting here. He is now living here. So hi Mike, it was so nice meeting you. But this is such a wonderful place to come. You can see the pigeons are flying overhead. There's a beautiful fountain in the middle here that's surrounded by walkways and towering trees, and there's a lot of beautiful benches where you can just sit and enjoy the shade and do some people watching.
This park is so beautiful and relaxing. It's the weekend right now, so there are a lot of locals out selling their handmade goods. People are just hanging out, enjoying themselves. Definitely come down here on a Saturday or Sunday because you'll be missing out if you don't. Whoa! Hey! See, and even the birds are having a good time.
And something else we are really loving is the weather. We're here in January and it is so dry. You know, during the days the sun is shining and it's warm, but you don't have that humidity, which we definitely appreciate.
To the east of the park, you will find the main cathedral in Antigua, Catedral San Jose. It was built in the 16th century, and that earthquake in 1773 actually damaged it extensively. Fortunately, the Baroque facade has remained very intact, but the inside did not, which has been partially restored, allowing it to be a functioning church again. And if you're interested in touring the ruins right behind the church for 20 quetzales, you can actually go inside and see the original destruction that happened. There is something that is so special about it. The ceilings are just completely missing. They have some of the original pillars that fell down in there. There's all these rooms you can walk around in, and you can even go down into the crypt below the church. It was definitely an experience, and I highly recommend it.
And we actually read that Antigua was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979, in large part due to its preservation of the Spanish Baroque architecture, as well as the churches and ruins. So as we walk throughout the city today, we're going to show you a lot more remnants from that colonial period.
To the south of the park, you will find the Royal Palace of the Captains General. This beautiful building served as the seat of government for all of Central America, then known as the Kingdom of Guatemala under Spanish rule until that earthquake in 1773.
And make sure you come down here and walk under these beautiful beautiful archways. It's also a great place to snap a photo. Just feels like you're kind of like royalty, doesn't it?
It does, my queen.
Surrounding the plaza are many restaurants, bars, and shops, as well as the Choco Museo. That's right, it's the chocolate museum. We popped in the other day and attended their chocolate workshop, where we got to learn all about the history of cacao and also learn what it takes to go from bean to bar.
Our teacher Jocelyn was incredibly fun and interactive. You could really feel her passion for her work. Not only did we learn about where cacao comes from, but we got to taste the raw beans, roast, peel, grind, and press them to get to know a bit of the process and how the Mayans used to make it. During the class, we also got to make and taste 3 different cacao drinks, 2 Mayan and 1 Spanish drink, which you might know as hot chocolate. The sweetest part, though, was at the beginning of the class when we got to make our own chocolates. You can make bar or candies. They have quite a selection of ingredients you can add to your chocolate to make your own fun flavors. It was a ton of fun, very educational, and an activity we absolutely recommend. The class lasted 2 wonderful hours, cost $25 per person, and make sure you show up a little bit early because they do not like it if you're choco late for your class.
And if you just walk southeast from the main park, you will find yourselves here at Tanque La Union. This is one of my favorite spots in the city. Any guesses what these tubs were used for? If you guessed washing clothes, you are correct. Back in the day, Mayan women would come down and bring the laundry and do it right here, you know, like this.
Make sure to separate my whites.
Yeah, okay, you don't even do that. Adam and I were just talking, can you imagine all of the stories and like the history that has been scrubbed from the clothing here? So it's a very unique spot, and Adam wanted me to say it's loads of fun.
Leading up to the tank is this beautiful park here with these lush palm trees. It's a great place to just come down and chill out for a little bit. Right behind the tank are the Santa Clara ruins, which we're gonna go check out right now. Come along.
Wow, we just stepped into the Santa Clara convent and you can't hear anything but the birds. It is so gorgeous in here. We learned it was built in 1705 originally for an order of Franciscan nuns, so this was their home. Unfortunately, there was a few earthquakes that destroyed the original construction, so nothing's original, but it's still beautiful. There's a ton of history here, so let's go take a walk around together.
As we are walking around, my mind is absolutely blown. These gardens are stunning. The stonework and architecture are simple but striking. There's this beautiful fountain out in the courtyard here. It looks like there's an upstairs as well as some crypts. So why don't we go and check those out together?
What about the wedding?
Oh, I forgot. They're actually setting up a wedding out here right now. What a better place to tell somebody you love them forever than in this beautiful spot. Oh. This is where the ceremony for the wedding is going to actually happen. Look at the chairs set up. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Look at the ceiling. Well, lack thereof.
They have the candle set up so when the bride walks up with the groom, they can make their union right there.
My goodness, I do. Incredible.
And just up the steps here, you can get this really nice perspective of the entire courtyard below. If you keep going up, you can actually see down where they're going to be having that wedding ceremony today. And over to the left is this window that just frames the volcano perfectly. This spot is a must visit.
And before you exit this complex, make sure to stop by the temple because its facade is so intricate and beautiful.
It's one of those things that I'm going to always remember when I think of Antigua.
And while we're here soaking up the last moments of this, we would love to give a shout out to our new patrons, Jeremy, Sabina, AD,
Kim, Elizabeth, and Ava.
Thank you so much for your support.
It really is you that helped to make today possible. So muchas gracias from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, we hope you're having a wonderful time here with us. If you would like to join our Patreon community, we'll put the link in the description below. What do you think we go get some food?
Oh man, that is such a good idea.
All right, we're gonna go try to get some local food, so come along with us.
Welcome to Rincon Antiqueño. You can hear the ladies in the background making up the fresh tortillas. Everyone we asked said we had to come here, and I can see why. Check out this spit roasted chicken that I got with a little salad as well as some garlic mashed potatoes. This place smells and looks delicious. And Heidi got
the pepián, which is known to be Guatemala's national dish. It's actually a fusion of Maya and Spanish cuisine, and I heard it's kind of like a spicy meat stew. Well, I tasted it and it is so delicious. On the side here they put some chicken and some rice, and then inside is potatoes. Definitely recommend this when you're here.
Wow, I am so excited about this. Let's jump in. Wow.
It looks so moist.
The chicken has this beautiful salty flavor to it. The meat is so tender, it's almost dripping, and the potatoes with that garlic are just like right to the moon.
Muy sabroso. I'm sure you've already written this place down to come and have some lunch here. It was fantastic and very light on the wallet. So you can see the line has grown quite a little bit. When we popped in at 12:30, we got a table right away. But yes, we know why this spot is very popular. Well, I think it is time to go walk this off. We are heading to one of the most, if not the most iconic landmark here in the city, the Santa Catalina Arch. So come with us.
We're walking over to the arch, and you know what? I want something sweet, so we stopped by this very cool little ice cream truck, and it's literally a little ice cream truck. He's scooping me out a little mix of flavors right now. I don't know what I'm getting, but I am very excited. I
know.
believe. What am I having?
It's mango, lime, and vanilla with
Muy bueno.
a little
Viene
bit of
sin leche, viene
salsa.
sin crema.
Oh, okay.
Es dulce,
Oh,
es
look at that. It looks
Se llama
delicious.
artesanal.
Yes,
Artesanal.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Eric Sharp.
Eriksha.
Eriksha knows his way around an ice cream cone. Let's taste this out.
Ooh, it's dripping.
Oh wow, that is so good. You can like actually taste the sugar granules in it, and there is so much flavor. There's a little bit of cream in there if you can see the white, and
That's the vanilla.
and that strawberry on top. Man, just pushes it right over the roof. The arch is right down here, but before we get there, I wanted to point out the Starbucks. I know, we prefer to support local, but you know what? If you go inside this building, you are gonna be pleasantly surprised. They have created a very unique space inside that's not only great for working or relaxing, but they've incorporated some local art and murals that have things like the quetzal and people with these beautiful hummingbird heads. It is very cool and a unique stop here in Antigua.
Look what's behind us. We have made it down here to the Santa Catalina Arch. It is so beautiful. 9 times out of 10, when you research Antigua, this is gonna be the image that pops up.
I mean, every time you walk by it, you're gonna see locals and tourists alike with their little selfie cameras out, snapping photos, and it's a good one.
Yeah, it was actually built in 1694 and it was used by the nuns as a walkway to connect the convent and the school, as they had taken a vow of seclusion, which meant they couldn't be seen in public.
Wow, that seems like a huge commitment, but you know what? It's none of my business.
Oh my gosh, Adam. I absolutely love coming down here in the morning. It seems like that's when the sky is a bit more clear and you can see Volcan Agua right through the arch.
It's very cool.
And it's a great place to
snap a photo.
And just under the archway, you will find a door that you can enter through where you can come into the convent, the old convent right here. It has since been turned into a restaurant and a hotel, so you can stay here if you would like, which is pretty unique.
And just down from that beautiful archway, you will find the artisan market named Nimpot. You have got to come here if you're looking for any kind of Guatemalan good. They have things like t-shirts, hats, postcards, masks, pottery, hand-stitched clothing, any kind of souvenir you're looking for, they have it here.
And it's so funny when stuff just clicks. Like we were outside and there's these men and they're selling these really pretty flutes. They're called flautas. I'm walking along and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why the food here is called a flauta, because it's in the same shape as it.
Don't get them confused, because if you eat a flute, it's not gonna be anywhere near as delicious as a flauta.
But now I know why it has that name. After what? 2 years of being in Mexico. My favorite part about this market is definitely these hand-stitched huipiles. I believe that's the name of them. They're the tops that you're gonna see all the indigenous women wearing around here. But something very, very neat is that they're divided into the regions. Like right here, these are all from San Pedro Zacatepeques. I probably butchered that, but they all have their own different designs depending on which village or region that they come from, which is really unique. These ones are all brand new, hand stitched. Takes months to make some of them, so their prices, they range, but like for this one here, it's 2,000 quetzales. Over to the side here though, you're gonna see a large pile of them. Those are the second-hand ones, like this one right here, which is only 80 quetzales. So this was worn previously by someone, which, I mean, I like that. Second-hand, you're saving the environment, you're giving this piece of clothing another chance at life.
And it's already broke in.
Yeah, exactly. I know, it's nice and soft. So come in here and check this place out. It's a world of fun, and there's a lot of treasure to be found. That was a really nice stop and just an example of how many fun things there are just on this road right here. So make sure you're looking through all of the doors, because if you don't, you're gonna pass by some really neat stuff. Something we forgot to mention was that all of the roads here are cobblestone, so make sure you're wearing some supportive footwear because, well, I'm prone to rolling my ankles and that is no fun. Just in front of us here is Iglesia Merced and the park, so let's go head there together. It seems we cannot escape the ice cream men today. Wherever we are is a little ring 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 of their bells, which is how life should be, right? An ice cream man on every corner.
I think he's teasing me.
Yeah, well, behind us here, this is Iglesia de la Merced. If its striking yellow color doesn't catch your attention, its ornate facade sure will. It was actually built back in 1767, and something really unique about it, it's one of the only buildings in the city to withstand that destructive earthquake of 1773. But that's not by coincidence. The architect designed it this way, so you'll notice that it's more bottom heavy than the others. It's also a modest height. The archways are wider and it has very strong columns.
And look, this is a perfect place for taking some photos. It looks like a young lady is celebrating her quinceañera. She looks so pretty, and what a great backdrop.
Muy bonita. Oh, wow.
So cool. Just next to the church is another nice park. It's a great place to come down, take a stroll, sit in the shade, pick up some handcrafted goods, as well as taste some delicious food. We actually came down here the other night when they set up a bunch of these vendors, and you can have a nice little tasting of Guatemalan treats. We went with some tostadas that were just delicious.
Just another beautiful part of Antigua. And something I forgot, I woke up this morning and didn't put earrings in. If you know me, I always have earrings on. My lobes are naked. It makes me feel naked. But I had a goal to set out to buy some with you, and like I said, I forgot.
Well, that just gives us the opportunity to go over to the main and biggest market here in town.
Yeah.
We'll see you over there.
Welcome to the Central Market. We've been walking around a little bit looking for those earrings. I asked a lady and she was like, I don't think you're gonna find it here. She said that in Spanish, but she said for us to go straight to the artisan market. But if you're looking for produce, clothing, materials, this seems like the spot.
Oh yeah, and it is massive. Like, you
Yeah.
could seriously get lost here.
Yeah, they have tons of shoes. Like if you're planning to go on the volcano hike and you don't have clothes, you can come down here and buy some. I believe there's even a second-hand market over to the side. So yeah, they have everything here, and it's just a great place to come and get a local experience as well.
Oh, absolutely, and practice your Spanish.
Yes.
It looks like the artisan market is just across the street. Let's head in.
Check it out. I found exactly what I was looking for here in the artisan market. I was actually inspired by a lady in our chocolate workshop. She had these exact earrings. They are the quetzal, the national bird of Guatemala, and I thought it was just a beautiful token of our time here. I paid 30 quetzales for them and I just love them. I can't stop grinning. So this is a great place to come down again and shop, but we were a little shopped out. So we are gonna actually head to this place. We haven't been there yet, but we've heard it has the best views of the city. It's a little hike uphill, but don't you
What?
worry because we're gonna do all the footwork for you. Yes, I haven't told Adam we were doing this, but we're going on a little hike. So come join us. And something we really love about this city is just how walkable it is. You can walk wherever you want.
But make sure you keep those peepers peeping while you are, because the sidewalks are a little
Yeah.
uneven and those cobblestones can catch you off guard.
But if you do get tired, you can always hop in a tuk-tuk and just have them take you wherever you want to go.
Oh, I like that idea.
It looks like we have just made it to the entrance. There are some steps that go up, and over here there's also a road, so if you don't want to hike it, you can drive yourself or take a tuk-tuk up there. Adam's looking like he wants to take a tuk-tuk because Antigua it sits at 1,500 meters, so it's almost a mile high. So we're already a bit out of breath, but I believe in us, we can do it. But look behind me here. Can you see him? There's an ice cream man, so when you're done hiking, you can get a little treat for yourself, but we got to get to this. Let's go up. What I can appreciate are the steps. The size is so tiny, and I love that when I'm climbing because it just makes it seem a lot more easier on your legs, doesn't it?
Then when the steps are this big?
Yeah. They must do this all the time. They're definitely used to the altitude.
It looks like the trail over here is under construction, so we got to do a little off-roading. Let's do this thing.
We're good with that. We like off-roading. The trail less traveled?
Yeah, let's travel.
Off the beaten path?
That's right.
Uh-oh. We think the whole thing is closed. It kind of looks like it's under construction.
You win some, you lose some.
But hey, we might still be able to get a nice view. Dun dun dun. Unfortunately, it is under construction, but we saw the picture. It looks like it's gonna be really nice when it's finished. You can still see Volcan Agua behind us here. So it does have still a nice view, but it's just not what it should be or what we were expecting, which stuff happens when you're traveling, you know? You just gotta see the best of it. And we know that in a couple of years or a year, whenever, it's gonna be quite a beautiful area up here. So yeah, but up here there's some vendors. They're selling water if you forgot to bring some, so you can have some of that. And like I said, it's called Cerro de la Cruz, so there is a cross on top of the hill you can just peek out at and get a nice view. I saw some people are still continuing to walk, so maybe there's some trails that way. Hopefully gonna see some of this sunset. I don't know, the clouds kind of came in, but we shall see. So yeah, we're still enjoying ourselves. You just have to be open when you're traveling and know that stuff's gonna happen, but it's no big deal. We enjoyed the hike up and it wasn't too hard. We just spent the past couple minutes talking to a really sweet Guatemalan family.
Hola, Eduardo y tu familia.
Yes, hello there. It was so nice meeting you, mucho gusto. And that's one thing when you're traveling, open your heart, say hi to people, ask if they're from the city. If not, get out your Google map and have them show you where they're from.
Use Google Translate. When I started traveling 20 years ago, it was so hard to communicate with people. Now it's just a touch away. So utilize all these new wonderful things that technology can help you with.
But it's that connection. It's that, you know, bridging that gap. And really, when you start to talk to the locals, your experience just becomes a lot more rich.
I mean, that's what makes a place special. If you took the Guatemalans out of Guatemala, what would it be? It would just be another place. It's them that make it special, and they are so sweet.
And that's what you came for, right? You came to get out of your little bubble at home. You came to get out of your comfort zone, to put yourself in these situations that, like I said, aren't comfortable.
That's
so
true.
You need to push yourself and do that. At least try to talk to like 2 or 3 people every single day. Try to make that.
Or just say good morning,
yeah.
buenos dias.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we deserve a drink after this, so we are gonna head down and try to find a terrace and have a cold one. We'll see you there. Welcome to the terrace of Los Tres Tiempos. They got the music going and people are enjoying their drinks and food. So when our friends Natalie and Chris learned we were coming to Guatemala, they asked us to try the Ron Zacapa, that is rum. Apparently Guatemalans have a soft spot for rum, and Ron Zacapa is the best stuff here. So we got it neat, which Adam is gonna try because I don't want hair on my chest, I'm sorry. And then we also got it in a drink. This is called Cocktail de Reyes, which is the cocktail for the kings, but I'm gonna pretend it's for the queens. We are gonna have Adam try his first and see what he thinks.
I'm gonna get my little swirl on to let it breathe a little bit. Oh man, that aroma is lovely.
I feel like we never drink rum. Well, we actually haven't drank since Christmas, so.
That's rum-arkable.
You know that he had that one stored for you.
It is so smooth. There is like a little hint of vanilla to it at the end. I really like this. I feel like this might be dangerous because I could drink a few.
It's okay, get saucy.
Ooh.
I just had a sip of Adam's drink and it warmed me up, which is nice because it is a little chilly. When you come to the city, definitely bring layers because it cools down at night, but let's try this one out. Wow, okay. Very different flavor profile than I was thinking. It's a bit spicy and bitter, just a little bit sweet, which I like because I don't really like sweet drinks. This is great. We normally don't drink rum cocktails. So I'm really glad that our friends, thanks Chris and Natalie, told us to try the rum. It's made here in Guatemala, so it's a local spirit. So I feel like that's just another part of the country and the culture that you gotta taste, you gotta try their beverages, and we're so glad we did. I know we told you we were gonna give you some of our recommendations. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be right now because we're starting to feel these and we have quite a few to talk about. And we also want to talk about just our overall feelings of the city. So we will see you bright and early in the morning on our terrace. See you then. Welcome back. I know we said we would see you in the morning, but we had a nice relaxing day, but we are back on the rooftop right now enjoying the sunset. So first recommendation is going to be Toko Baru.
Ooh.
We went there on our first night and absolutely loved it. They have a mix of local Indonesian, Indian, and Middle Eastern dishes. Adam went with the beef rendang and I got the kare chicken curry, but the star were the sweet potatoes. I kid you not, they were the best we've ever had.
The best.
And they come with...
Oh, this garlic dipping sauce that will blow your mind.
Yes, you can sit inside or outside. Outside's a nice garden, and they also have a little fireplace, so it can be a bit romantic. But yes, 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend it when you're here.
Next up, we went to Casa de las Sopas. It can get a little chilly up here because of the altitude, and nothing warms you up like a nice warm bowl of soup.
And they have a lot of options there. I went with the caldo tlalpeño, which is a traditional soup.
And I had a tomato-based soup with albondigas or meatballs that really hit the spot.
You could have put yours over noodles and it could have been a nice pasta dish.
For sure, and it came with garlic bread, which just really just made me so happy.
And while you're here, you're gonna notice there are a ton of cafes. The other day, I went to Cafe Bohemi. I think that's how you say it. It's a bohemian cafe. I went by myself and got a really nice breakfast. You can sit up on the terrace with the volcanoes as the backdrop. I went with the cacao bowl, and I also got a hibiscus chia lemonade, and both were just so good.
I also went out to breakfast by myself because our schedules just weren't quite clicking. I went to Cafe Guatemala, and it is such a cool, laid-back, has a great vibe kind of place. I could have spent the whole day there. I got a delicious breakfast that included some pressed coffee.
Ooh.
That was just absolutely perfect.
And a couple places that we went to last time that we didn't go to this time, but you should definitely check out while you're here are Habatanango and
Earth Lodge.
wow, we stayed at both of them and they were just quite an experience, like that we'll never forget. They're in the town south here called El Hato or El Hato. You can take some public transport, I believe, from the city here to reach there, but yeah, definitely recommend staying at one of those or the both of them when we're here. We're not going to tell you about them, so you can do your own research and decide and just see how cool they are for yourself.
Oh, definitely worth going. Stay at both of them.
Yes, but thank you so much for joining us here in Antigua.
It would have been nowhere near as much fun if you hadn't been here to share it with, so thank you.
Yeah, and I can honestly say this is one of my favorite cities. I'm wondering if you think it's kind of like San Cristobal de las Casas in Chiapas. That's kind of what it reminds me of, like when comparing it to Mexico. I think Guatemala in general reminds me of the state of Chiapas. It just has so much Mayan culture here, color. You have the colonialness from when the Spanish were here.
Oh, and it is such a contrast coming from Guatemala City. I mean,
Yeah.
just listen. All you hear are some birds and maybe a little bit of wind. Guatemala City was great, but it definitely had a lot of noise pretty much everywhere you went.
It
Here,
wears on you.
it is, even the cars and stuff that
Yeah.
drive by are quiet. It's just so beautiful, and you cannot beat the surroundings, like volcanoes on
I
every
know.
side, forest all around,
I
the
know.
buildings, the architecture, cool people, and lots of food options like we may have mentioned already.
Yeah, so you definitely got to come here and check it out. But thank you so much again. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to...
Ling, 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 the bell.
We'll see you
Next time.
Adios.